Hi, welcome to a very special edition of Deb Marlowe's Regency Kitchen. I would like to thank Amy Fisher and Romance GenreCon and the Mid-Continent Public Library for having us today at the special recorded and live session at the Romance GenreCon. I'm so excited to be here and thankful for the opportunity. And normally in one of my videos, I would do a historical recipe or a recipe that maybe has a connection to one of my historical books. But I know that not everybody at GenreCon is a historical fan, but I think that everybody loves tea, right? An English tea. So later today, this afternoon, Virginia Heath is going to teach us to make the perfect cup of English tea. And I am going to do two recipes, chocolate chip scones and orange curd to go with them. So all together, we'll have a perfectly lovely English tea. Here are the ingredients for our chocolate chip scones. We have flour, sugar, egg, baking powder, salt, a little bit of vanilla, half and half, and some chocolate chips. Okay, so I've taken all the dry ingredients and sifted them together into a large bowl. And now I'm going to take the butter, and your butter needs to be cold. And I'm going to use my pastry cutter to cut the butter in to the dry ingredients. And you can do this with your fingers if you like, or you can actually, some people use a food processor. But basically, the whole idea is you just want to cut the butter in so it's in smallish chunks mixed with the with the dry ingredients. And you want it to get broken down with the butter completely coated and mixed with the flour until you have chunks of butter that are about the size of peas. Okay, I've got the butter chopped down and mixed in about pea-sized chunks. Some are maybe a little smaller, some a little bigger. That's fine. I'm going to fold in the chocolate chips into the dry ingredients. And then I've put all the wet ingredients, the 2 eggs, the 2 tablespoons of vanilla, and the half and half. And I'm going to whisk it together. Give it a good mix. And then I'm going to combine it with the dry ingredients. And I'm just going to mix those until they just really start coming together. You do not want to overmix when you're making scones. So after it's just come together, I'm going to turn out the dough onto a lightly floured surface on the counter. Oops, woo. And I'm just going to combine it, turn it over itself just a few times until it starts to really mix and come together. It smells good. Okay, so I've got it together, and now I'm going to cut the dough in half. And I'm going to put it on a parchment or silicone lined baking sheet. I'm going to take each section, make it into its own circle, pat it out till you want it to be about, I think about 1 3/4 inches, between 1 3/4 inches and 2 inches, I would guess. Do that with each of these. And then we're going to cut them into 6 scones, or 8 if you like. And I'm going to separate them out just a little bit so they have room to cook. So after you got them separated out, you can take your half and half and just brush a little bit on top of each scone. And then we are going to do a little trick of putting the whole baking sheet in the freezer for about 30 minutes. And that will get all that butter nice and cold again and make sure that we have nice and flaky scones when it comes out of the oven. Okay, our scones are nice and cold, and we're going to put them in a 425-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. Now, such a delicious dish, a scone, or a scone as they call it in England, but there's more than one controversy over this yummy little delicious food. There's the different kinds of scones. In England, the classic English scone is round, and it's more like what Americans would call like a sweetened biscuit type dish, pastry kind of. And in America, I don't know if I think they have the muffin kind, like a rough muffin kind in both England and America, but I think they're more common in America. And then there's the great jam clotted cream debate. You know, a scone is really, really good with some clotted cream and some delicious jam or curd. And there is a controversy over where clotted cream actually originated, in Devonshire or in Cornwall. Both of them claim it. And there's also controversy over how you serve or eat your scones. In Devonshire, it's always cream first, then jam. In Cornwall, it's always jam first, then cream. So you can try it both ways and decide where you come down on the controversy. And here we have the finished product. It's golden brown and warm, and it smells so good in here, you guys. And we are going to enjoy this with a bit of clotted cream and orange curd coming right up.